Hello and welcome from a very special location on Tech Today. We're on the road yet again. This time, I'm in the heart of Finland. Many years ago, I met the flying Finn, Mika Häkkinen, from the F1 world himself. And he told me all about something called Sisu. Now, what is Sisu? I'll tell you at the end of this particular segment. But I'm here in Finland, and that is Sweden on the other end. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as well. Most importantly, we're here not to just do a travel show, but to drive on ice with this absolute beast, the Audi RS4. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, there's a whole lot of tech and engineering, but you need to know how to drive on ice. I'm going to learn that today and then put this through its paces. Hopefully, I'm not going to freeze. Well, join me on the inside. This is going to be a frigid and exciting episode. There's a bunch of things that you must keep in mind when you're driving on ice. We're driving the Audi RS4, bucket loads of torque, full on tech, but the instructors here have taught us a couple of things, and now, via me, you're going to learn them as well. The first thing I do is put the car in manual mode and then play along with these paddle shifters. The instinct is to press the brake the minute you see a sharp turn, right? That's not going to work on ice because you're not going to get enough traction. Most likely the car is going to slip and you're going to be out of control. So the real secret sauce is press the brake a little bit. So you decelerate, but don't rely on it. Then your counter steering and of course the way you use the throttle is going to get you out of that situation. It's very, very counterintuitive to what you would do in a normal situation. Now, I'm not recommending you drift on ice, but if you are in a situation like this, I can tell you this: 3 days of the Audi ice experience, and if I'm driving maybe in the northern parts of India, I know it's snowing in Spiti and Himachal and stuff like that, I would be much better equipped to take some of those turns, to drive on those roads, hopefully with an Audi with Quattro as well. Now, an all-wheel drive system helps in these scenarios, but often you need other things working for the car as well. Here in Finland, the headlights are always on because day, night, it's a very, blurry line between the two. There's a lot of, usually if you're driving on the road as well, because we drive from the hotel to come here as well, people usually follow the rules, right? I was actually watching some content where they say, is someone obeying the traffic with the left brain or the right brain? Look over here, they're following the rules. There's not that many cars. But the Audi ice experience is a special one. Not only because of this and the fact that you enjoy this. If you're a tech or an auto junkie, this is adrenaline on another level. You could lose a couple of layers of clothing and still be warm just by how excited you are taking these turns and figuring it out. We've tried to pace it on the laps as well, but honestly, you've got to savor each and every turn. And it's reassuring that this particular car is always in control. Like I said, if I accelerate a little bit and I'm approaching a turn, the car seems to skid. The minute you adjust the steering, you're back on track. So just in case you do crash, like car number 4 over there, do not panic. There's our lovely friend Yuka with the tractor coming in like Bob the Builder. He will sort you out, but it's all DIY. I'll have to get out, or my co-passenger will have to get out, put the towing equipment on, put the car in neutral and not panic. Well, that's the Audi ice experience with 4 lakh rupees for one person. Come down here to Lapland. You have your stay covered. It's not that easy to get here. Make sure your flights, which are not covered in that 4 lakh rupees. And if you have your best friend or your brother or your wife who wants to join you, then double that amount because they will have to pay the big bucks. But you'd be an Audi customer to be here, and this is a special experience. So if you're willing to shell out the big bucks, this is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of course. You have a Finland Pro Audi experience as well when you get better and better. Maybe we'll do that the next time. But even this, in terms of what they've done and the things they've taught us, it's just been managed impeccably well. Well. Minus 15 degrees Celsius. We still, for our first attempt, managed at 434, somewhere in the middle of the table. Look, all of us, influencers, media, are being tested on this ICEDRIVE. We've learned a lot of things about this track, about technology, and about life as well. But as long as you finish the race, I'm guessing there's some marks for participation. This has been a lot of fun, but I'll tell you a little bit more about the technology and what Quattro does for this and all of the things that we learned with this particular car. here you have quite a sharp turn, and because it's snowing like this, well, you got to counter steer. You can go a lot faster if you want to, but if you go down to a lower gear, this is a much faster course. We've been doing all sorts of things, snakes and ovals and slaloms. We're much more competent than all of us when we started off maybe a couple of days ago. You got to be patient, and then you got to be grateful that you enjoyed this experience. And I'm honestly thanking my stars that I could make it here. There was a bunch of disruptions in Finland as well, but we're here. And now it really goes back to my conversation with Mika Häkkinen about Sisu. I've understood where that whole spirit, the indomitable spirit of Sisu comes from. If this is your daily commute to work, anything like this, well, you can definitely perform in times of adversity. Nearing a turn. If I don't do this the right way, my instructors just told me that we're not too far away from Sweden. Not that I'm complaining, but I don't want to drift my way on this ice all the way to another country. That's the beauty of this location, and I think that's what makes the Audi ice experience so special. There's Finnish culture not too far away, there's Swedish culture, and honestly, this is an experience that I was speaking to some of the guys organizing this, you cannot do in most places around the world. This is one of the select few places where you can do this, and I understand exactly why after completing this 3-day course. Yes, there's a bunch of things that work in our favor here on this particular course. The instructors have been great, the car is amazing, the tech and the engineering is marvelous. But something that also works is the fact that this particular car that we are driving on the track is fitted with winter tires. Now you can do that, of course, back home, up north, it happens all the time, but that makes the difference, right? The traction, the grip, exactly how the car responds to us jamming the brakes, pumping them perhaps, or even using the throttle to get out of these tough situations. It's the tires as well. So there's a lot to learn about how to drive on ice, and there's a lot to learn about how to enjoy in life, literally on the rocks. There you go. The end of a long serpentine course. And me, Aayush Ailawadi on Tech Today, is super satisfied with this particular circuit.